Whether it's smooth sailing in the economy or we're in the middle of a perfect financial storm, there is so much to consider when it comes to protecting your financial future. Inflation, volatile markets, we have national debt, high taxes, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional, and protecting and growing your nest egg is my business. Coming up on today's show,
bulletproofing your retirement, lowering your tax bill, stopping volatility from robbing returns, and much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the show. My name is Craig Wolf, and as always, I am alongside certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. Alfie, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start by talking about the R word, recession.
Yeah, nasty word.
It is. It's a bad word. We've got a couple of minutes to talk about it. What actually, on paper, makes a recession?
So a recession is when you have two negative quarters of GDP. Okay, now we did have that technically in 2022.
I thought I remembered that.
Okay, but it was such a small number. It didn't really, even though it constituted a recession, we really weren't in a true recession. That looks like what's going to be happening is going to be where you start losing jobs, okay? And a recession is not the worst thing, okay? Because you might say, well, why isn't it bad? If you look at a recession, doesn't mean you always lose money in the stock market during a recession. Sometimes it makes money half the time, and half the time it loses. So it's not a guaranteed loss in the market. You have to have really the proper portfolios during recession that do good, because some will do better, like your value companies or energy companies. Those typically will do better during a recession. But what a recession will help you with is inflation. So because if people are losing jobs, people are not spending as much, and that's what inflation is, where you have just spending going on, people buying everything, driving prices up. Well, if you have less people working and losing jobs, you're not going to be spending as much, so that will help curb inflation. So even though it's bad, there's a good part of it too. So hopefully that's what that will do.
It's been a while since we've had inflation and a recession at the same time. Is that what stagflation is, or am I barking up the wrong tree?
No, that's a different topic there.
That's why you're here and I'm sitting in this seat. That's the
You're
reason.
just throwing words out here. But
right.
one thing you want to do is find out what's going on inside your portfolio. Okay, do you have the right sectors? Do you have the right stocks to combat inflation and a recession? So that's what we call the retirement simulator, that will really tell you what's going on inside your portfolio. It tells you what you're holding. If you have bonds, remember, interest rates go up, bonds go down. If you're holding a lot of growth stocks, again, growth stocks will not typically do that good during a recession. You have to have value companies. So that's what the retirement simulator does. I would really suggest anybody, if you don't know what you really have, and most people don't know what they have because they have a bunch of mutual funds or ETFs, find out what's going on. That's the first step. Find out what's going on. And the second step is see if you can put yourself in better position. If we know something, I always talk about, if you're going to take a long drive on a trip across the country, first thing you're going to do is check your tires, right? Oil change and all that other stuff. But if you have bad tires and you know that you're going to, most likely, you could have a blowout, you might not, you probably go ahead and get those tires changed. The same thing with this. Go ahead and see what's going on inside your portfolio to see if it can withstand a recession and more inflation.
And you're privileged to work with a certain portfolio manager, and that's another valuable tool you have here.
We have some dynamic managers, one in particular that I really respect a lot. And they manage money for the state of Florida. They manage money for different universities, and we have access to them, which is wonderful. I can call them on the phone. They call me back, and we have discussions. We find out what's going on, but they do have portfolios that are specific for high inflation, rising interest rate environment, and recession. So this is a great time to really evaluate what you have and see if we can put you in a better position.
All right, excellent information to start the show this morning. If you'd like some more information about recession or any other topics that we address here on the TV show and the radio show, just head to savingtheinvestor.com. Well, you'll also find a whole plethora of consumer reports that touch on all these topics. Or to make it even easier, look at the QR code on your screen, pull out your camera, take a picture of it, and it'll take you right to the site, savingtheinvestor.com.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Living in Southwest Florida, we're all way too familiar with storms. But what if the perfect financial storm hits while you're in retirement? Are you prepared? Certified financial planner professional Alfie Townshend has a new book out called Making Waves in Retirement. It breaks down the insights Alfie has gained in his 4 decades helping people just like you plan for retirement. It features real stories about real people and illustrates what they've done wrong and what they've done right. Also, strategies to help retirees and those soon to be retired make the right decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Whether it's battling inflation, navigating market volatility, or managing the threat of recession, these strategies may help you too. If you've saved for retirement, this book should be on your shelf. Get your complimentary copy today simply by being one of the first 5 callers at this number, 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. You protect your home when a storm is coming. Do the same with your hard-earned retirement dollars. Call now for your free copy of Alfie's book, Making Waves in Retirement. 239-747-1080.
So when it's talking about goals, personal goals, I am going to give you 2 parts of that. When I was young, in my first book I wrote, I talked about my goals with Amway, and I was 19 years old. They thought I was going to be a superstar. And hanging out with the diamonds and the emeralds and all these people, and they had me so pumped up that I was setting these unrealistic goals. They were telling me you gotta have goals, and I would set these goals that were not even achievable. You can just think of your and one of them, I'll give you an example. I wanted to be retired by 25. Okay, and I'm 19. Well, 25 came and I was so depressed and everything because I wasn't even close to being retired. So I quit setting goals, and I've been doing this since I was 21 years old. Okay, so 21 years old I've been doing this, and when I look back from 25 to probably 40 years old, I always did good, and I was always the one of the best of the best in our business, but I did it without setting goals, believe it or not. Then I got into small groups of about 40 people. These are like the elite financial planners around the country. I would go there like 4 times a year, and there they talked about goals, they talked about business, they talked about so many things, and always people that were doing much better than you. And that's how you get better, is you want to hang out with people that are better than you. And that's what I did, that are doing better than you. No one's better than you, but that are doing better than you. So, but their whole thing was goals, and you have to track things, and you have to set goals. And from that point on, our business just started just going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the reason for it is because I was surrounding myself with the right people, but I started setting goals that were attainable goals and stretch goals. And that's what, when it comes to retirement, you got to do the same thing. You got to have a goal, and you're going to adjust it. You might have a stretch goal to say, I want this amount, I want to be retired by this age, I want to have this amount of money. But the thing is goals are very, very important. And some people forget about their long-term goals when the market starts to act up. They go back to what's happening in the moment, and they forget about their long-term goal, and that can derail you. So what we'll do here for you is we'll put a plan in place. We work on your goals, and we want to make sure that we're going to be looking at these long-term and short-term goals constantly, and that's part of our job here at the Advanced Retirement Group, to make sure that we are listening to you and putting your goals in place for your retirement.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
Maybe you remember the old TV commercial, "Pay me now or pay me later." Consider this. We're actually in the lowest tax bracket in the last 30 years. But these rates may not last for long, and where they may be headed could put a dent in your retirement. But there are things to do right now to reduce your future taxes and make informed decisions about your retirement. Certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend has a great free resource. Just go to savingtheinvestor.com and you can generate a quick report that can help you evaluate your potential tax bill in retirement. And it takes less than 1 minute. If what you learn surprises you, it's time to talk to Alfie. There may be ways that he can help you so that you can keep more of your hard-earned dollars in your pocket. Paying your fair share is one thing, but who wants to pay a penny more? Protect your financial future. Find out if your retirement tax bill could be too big by visiting savingtheinvestor.com or using the QR code on your screen.
You have a club for every scenario. A driver for the long holes, wedges to get over the hazards, and a putter when you need a touch of finesse. And you'll need plenty of these too. What about your retirement? Will you have enough to play the back nine? Find out today. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review with Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Call 239-747-1080.
You've got questions, and Alfie has the answers that will keep you on the retirement fairway.
Lately, I've been hearing a lot of ads on TV about buying gold. So now I'm wondering, should I sell stock to buy gold?
So should I sell stock to buy gold? That's the question. And the answer, I would say, is no. And gold right now is having a nice little run, but if you look at the history of gold, it just is not a good investment. Now, if you have a little gold in your 401k or in your safe, that's okay. But to make gold a big holding, I would not do that. If you look at the history of equities versus gold, you'll be amazed. Gold doesn't even keep up with inflation. And then they always say gold's very good for inflation. No, what's best for inflation is owning stock, owning equity. So if you have equity and it's a diversified portfolio, you're going to do much better off.
I'm 57 and I inherited an IRA from my father. It's about $1 million. I'm still working and I'm wondering, what should I do with it?
That's fantastic. I'm sorry about your father, but he saved a lot of money, it sounds like, and he gave you a big inheritance. If this inheritance happened, after 2020, what's happening is you have to take this money out over a 5-year period, and you have 5 years to have that money out. It used to be people that really inherited IRA from 2019 and sooner, they had many years to really take that money out. Now you have to take it out fast. You don't get to stretch it out like you used to. So there are some major tax problems, but the good thing is that you do not have that 10% penalty because you're under age 59 and a half. That is eliminated when you have an inherited IRA. So that's a little bit of good news for you, but you do have to really consider doing some planning because you have to take it out by 5 years.
I recently moved to Florida because I'm working remotely now, and I retire in 3 years. What adjustments should I be making now to my portfolio?
That's a real good question. You're about to retire in 3 years. I look at it this way. I want to look at your whole, I can't just answer that question without knowing a little bit more information, but most likely what I would tell you is be a little bit more conservative. If you only have 3 years left before you retire, I want to make sure you have an income plan in place. I want to make sure your expenses are under control. I want to make sure if you have a pension, if you don't have a pension, we might want to create a pension for you. These are all things, if you're about to retire or soon to be retired or are retired, these are things we want to really look at your whole picture to make that final judgment call on you.
I'm a 63-year-old widow teacher, and I'd like to retire in 2 or 3 years. My mortgage is almost paid off. Do you have any tips on how to save more to retire on schedule?
Sounds like you did some very good planning. Your home is almost paid off. You're about to retire. That's the main thing. What you want to do when you're about to retire is make sure things are paid off. Make sure your home is paid off. Make sure you have your debt paid off. You want to be as debt-free as possible so you can have more money to spend during retirement. But in the meantime, you got a couple years. Go ahead and max out your 403B. You're a school teacher, so you most likely have a 403B. If you're not maxing that out, max that out. If you can do some Roths, you can do a Roth 403B. That would be something to think about because that money will come out tax-free. So personally, what I'd like to do is look at the whole plan. When we get together, I would look to see if it would make sense to do a Roth conversion and have some tax-free money down the road. But it's a good start that your home is going to be paid off before you retire, and make sure all your other bills that you can pay off, your credit card bills, are paid off before you retire. And it sounds like you're going to have a great retirement.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
When you're nearing retirement, it's important that your plan includes the proper steps to make an efficient and effective transition. There's a lot to consider. Will your income plan meet your lifestyle? How should you reallocate your assets? Is your withdrawal plan tax efficient? Practice does make perfect, but you only retire once. So how do you know you're making the right decisions and avoiding costly mistakes? Well, it's simple. Call Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. Alfie has more than 30 years of experience helping people just like you transition into retirement. So be one of the first 5 callers and get your complimentary retirement transition review. Call 239-747-1080. There is no cost and no strings attached. So call now, 239-747-1080. Your retirement transition review includes key deadline schedules, asset reallocation guidance, income plan analysis, and tax-efficient withdrawal strategies. Again, be one of the first 5 callers now, and this review is yours at no cost. Call 239-747-1080. You only retire once, so let's get this right. Call Alfie now.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
When the 1099 forms fill your mailbox, it signals that tax season is underway. But it's never too late or too early to get a head start on saving taxes. Alfie, a lot of people are very concerned about their taxes. What is it that we can do? What are some smart money moves we can make now?
By the way, I hate those 1099s also.
Yeah.
We don't like 1099s. One of the things, if you think about it, I want to start with Tax Planning 101. Everybody wants to do a 401k, IRAs. Those are all good, but because they think they're getting that immediate tax benefit. They are, but if you think about it, you're going to put maybe in $1 million IRA at age 70, you probably put about $250,000 to $300,000 in there. That means you got to deduct $300,000 of taxes along the way. But now you're going to be paying taxes on $1 million. So the IRS was pretty smart. The government was pretty smart when they said, hey, we'll give you tax credit here for tax deferral here. So that's, so what do? I say, especially if you're young, you want to do a Roth 401k. Mm-hmm. a Roth IRA, and forget about the tax benefits that you're getting now, because if you can have $500,000, $1 million down the road of Roth money that is zero taxes, that's like having almost $2 million. So think about the advantage that you're going to have if you don't have to pay Uncle Sam as taxes are increasing. That's what you want to do, is do some serious tax planning along the way. I would start with that.
That's a really good one. And taxes really, all things considered, are lower right now than what I think they're going to be in a few years.
Yeah, I think they're going to definitely go up. We know we have debt, so we know taxes are going to go up. So it's, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet now for tax benefits later. And there's things you can do, but I always say tax-free is always better. If you're going to look at anything, tax-deferred is okay, but tax-free is much better. But tax planning right now, we do have software here at the office to show you if you want to do Roth conversions on, okay, let's pay, you put your money aside, you pay taxes, you got write-offs, but now let's try to make that money tax-free in the future, because again, taxes go up, and we know it's going to go up, and the more it goes up, the more it benefits you having that tax-free money. So that's something you want to really think about. One thing I also want to say is deductions. When the tax laws change, a lot of the charitable deductions, if you don't itemize, you can't deduct. So what we do with our clients is, if somebody wants to give to a charity and they have IRA money, they say, Alfie, have your custodian, if it's a Fidelity, Charles Schwab, whoever we use, would send that RMD, it could be all of it, part of it, to your charity of your choice. That counts as your required minimum distribution, but what it also counts for is a nice charity, and you don't get 1099. You don't get that 1099 on that money that is sent to your charity, sent in your church. So you still get your standard deduction, but then you also get your charity money that you were going to give anyway, but you don't have to pay taxes on it.
I like that. And so many of our clients are charitably inclined.
Oh, they are.
That it works great for them.
It works great for them.
Excellent. Very good information, Alfie. And Alfie has a great consumer guide. It's called 7 Smart Ways to Lower Your Tax Bill. If you'd like to get a copy of this, you can go to savingtheinvestor.com or use the QR code on your screen.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080. We all have a picture of our perfect retirement, but how do we get there? At Advantage Retirement Group, helping you get there is our business. We're passionate about getting to know you, learning your hopes and dreams. Why? So we can work with you to achieve them. How? By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you are exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. We're thankful to work with so many wonderful people, and we'd love to work with you too. Call Advantage Retirement Group today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation, 239-747-1080. Your retirement is too important to put off. Call now, 239-747-1080.
Volatility robs people of their returns because usually their emotion gets in the way. But there's some things you can do in a volatile market to take advantage of it. We talk about structured notes and why structured notes are good. Structured notes, as the volatility increases, the interest rate increases also, that they pay. So a structured note is designed to take income. If you're needing income, this income usually is higher than what inflation is, and it's going to pay a guaranteed dollar amount each and every month for at least 12 months or even up to 21 months. So there's some things we can do with structured notes. Now what we're trying to talk about right now is how do we deal with not just inflation, but volatility. Volatility is out there. And like I said, it does rob people of their returns because they panic. And the last thing you want to do is panic. What you want to do is take advantage of it. So if you have things like the structured notes, maybe a buffer ETF that protects your downside, it limits your upside, but it's a pretty good limit on the upside, but it has a big protection on the downside. Those are some of the things that we use here at the Advantage Retirement Group to protect your these volatile markets that we're in. And they have been volatile and will probably experience volatility for a little bit longer. But you have to not panic, and you have to have a plan so you can take advantage of the volatility.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now.
Retirement gives you long-awaited opportunities. You finally gain control over how you spend your time. But you also need control of your investments, of your hard-earned money. There are a lot of moving parts, and just saving over the years is the first part. What about generating income, your Social Security, minimizing taxes, or managing risk? If you save for retirement, call us at 239-747-1080. Retirement can last more than 20 years, yet many people don't have enough money saved to get through 1 decade, let alone 2. Call us at 239-747-1080. Let us show you how to make your nest egg go the distance. That's 239-747-1080.
Mondo Uomo specializes in remarkable clothing for the remarkable man. Like our exclusive selection of Bugatti and St. Croix shirts and sweaters. Visit our store in Naples at the Village on Venetian Bay or online at mondouomo.com.
Remember the Wall Street bailouts? Those same big banks and financial firms have been fined billions for misleading customers. And now they want to manage your retirement savings. Why would you trust them? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. My values are Main Street, not Wall Street. As an independent advisor, I don't work for shareholders, I work for you. If you want a fresh start with a local advisor, give me a call today.
Mondo Uomo offers a remarkable selection of the latest styles in menswear. Visit Mondo Uomo at the Village on Venetian Bay in Naples. Alberto, Bugatti, St. Croix, Zanella. Come see what remarkable shopping is all about.
At Advantage Retirement Group, our business is your retirement. We're passionate about learning your hopes and dreams so we can work with you to achieve them. By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you're exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. Call us today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation. Call now. 239-747-1080.